Welcome back to the channel, guys. Goji Boy here, and today I have a review of the newly released SH Figuarts Shinkocchou Seihou Kamen Rider Baron Banana Arms. Let's jump in. And here we have the newly released SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Baron. I will say this is a very beautiful figure. He looks crispy clean, and the details on him just are fabulous. Like, the original one doesn't have anything on this guy, honestly. But I do have a gripe, probably more than one at this point, having messed around with him. But stuff on this guy just doesn't want to stay on. So moving into the articulation, we're probably going to see that immediately. So his head can move backwards about there, not that much. Forwards about here. Ball joint, so he's got that nice rotation. His arms can move upwards just fine, but as you can see, the moment you start doing so, the banana armor starts to move out of place. So I want to say it's because the shoulder pads are quite bigger than Gaim's and just a bit more in the way. Therefore, the moment you start moving his arms, this whole thing just comes undone. So you move them and he starts becoming a little floating piece. So the only way that I've really come to remedy that would be to just hold his chest down and just, you know, trying to finesse the arms a bit. But yeah, just comes out a little too easily for my taste. So with that being said, I'm gonna move this a little bit upwards just to show the full articulation. He can T-pose just fine. He has a bicep swivel right here, double jointed elbows. He does have some rotation right here on the forearm, and his hands are on ball joints. So he has all that nice articulation. The back portion of the armor is on a little hook, so this is movable. And this is a piece that tends to pop out quite easily as well. So just something to note. It's not doing it right now, but it does pop out fairly easily. He can tilt backwards quite a bit, as well as forward. Again, you can see this is just coming undone all over the place. He does have some nice rotation between the chest area as well as waist. His belt is on a floating piece. The blade on the Shinkocchou driver does move around, and the lock seat is removable, so you can go ahead and take this off. And speaking of which, there's very nice detailing right on the lock seat with the bananas, as well as the Shinkocchou driver right here. You can see the little profile of Baron's face. Very nice. The mesh underneath the armor right here, the silver, is also just done very nicely. He has forget it. I love the way the details look on the silver portions right here, like these right here, this line work on the gauntlets. This is clean, super clean. I was taking a closer look between this one and the original one, and this one's just outlined very beautifully. The other one had no line work as far as I could tell. It was just kind of like all there, and I'll showcase it later. So this guy is beautiful. He can kick forward that much, backwards. He does have a thigh cut, double jointed knees, ankle rocker, toe hinge. Bottoms of the feet are done nicely as well. So the aesthetic on this guy is all there. He looks fantastic. The paint on him also just stands out. It's just this, like, it's just kind of annoying. Again, Gaim didn't have the problem, so I was really excited for Baron, and for Baron to just have this annoyance just right off the bat, I'm just like, bro, come on. Like, why? Why you gotta do me like that? So, jumping into the accessories, he is gonna come with a total of 5 pairs of hands and 1 additional right hand. So he has the relaxed hands that he comes with out of the package, as well as a pair of fisted hands and a variety of weapon holding type hands. So he'll have these, which are more in line for his spear. He also has these with a trigger finger, which this will be more in line for when he's switched to the orange arms and can use Gaim's weapon, trigger finger right here. He has another set of relaxed hands, and then the additional right hand to hold the lock seed. So he also comes with an additional one right here that is closed, right there, the little bananas on him, and his weapon. So this spear is super cool. So it actually comes apart, so you can take off the top and remove this middle piece and just like go ahead and put it back into place, so it's a closed spear, or excuse me, not closed, but not in attack mode, let's say, or elongated, but it is an option. So the fact that it's there is really cool. So I'm going to leave this in frame because we're going to showcase it next to the OG. He also comes with an additional faceplate with the underneath portion of the helmet, if you will, the shininess. There we go. So this is for the arms change. Again, I want to say that this particular faceplate is a little bit wider, not as narrow, so it'll accommodate the orange arms portion of the change. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring into frame the original Kamen Rider Baron right here. So focus that. Let me just move this aside for now. But here we have the two of them, and as you can see, the new one is just much brighter colors. OG looks just faded out, like he was left in the sun a little too much. I will say he does have metallic reds in comparison to the new one, but I kind of prefer the way this guy looks at this point. Like the reds just stick out so much. And again, here's the line work that I was mentioning on the sides. So silver portion just looks super good. This kind of just looks like it's blending all into the armor, so you can't really see it as well as this one right here. And the mesh on this guy is much more prominent as well. It just looks better. So there's that, side by side, back. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead and bring in the old spear. So new one, old one. So the OG had a separate piece as well, but it was completely detached, so it was like a whole separate area. So keeping in line with this, let's go ahead and match them up together. So we'll take out that middle piece, put that in, and I want to say they're about the same, at least lengthwise. The new one is definitely thicker all around, so that is a thing, but about the same. So put that back into place. And next, I want to go ahead and bring in the newly released Shinkocchou Seihou Gaim. I'm going to scooch him aside for now. I want to bring him back into frame in just a second. And here is Gaim with our new banana boy. So these guys look sick together. So good. Man, stay still. There we go. There's that. And bring them back a bit more. I'm going to bring the duo, the OG duo. So here we have Baron and the original Gaim, just for side by sides. And of course, like anytime a Shinkocchou Seihou comes out, the old ones just look a bit more on the bootleg side of things, but they still look clean all around. The originals, they still got that nice look. But the new ones, they're just too much fun. They're just too much fun in comparison. So there's that. Moving this guy out of the way. Now, I do want to try and do the arms change, I want to go ahead and make banana into orange. Let's make banana into orange. So let's just do this together. So bear with me because this is a process. So my man, get your head off. There we go. Oh wow, would you look at that? This came off so easily. Yeah, that stays out of the way. And in this case, this portion actually remains. I want to say when it comes to Gaim's Under Armour you do have to remove, but not in the case for Baron. So pop this guy's head off. Boom. I'm gonna take orange lock seed and leave that right here. We're gonna go ahead and remove orange armor. You know what, let's go ahead and test this out actually. I wonder if it's more of the ports instead of the arms. Oh, I wonder if it's the ports. It's not just doing that alone, even the... Oh, maybe it's the ports. Huh, I'm curious. Let's put the banana ones on Gaim's body and see what this looks like. I just want to see if this stays into place. Maybe it's simply the port. Oh boy. Maybe it's Baron's ports and not the actual banana armor. Maybe they're just not fitted well. Huh. I'm curious. This is kind of staying a bit better than his original body, so all right, something to note. Maybe it's the ports, little holes on the armor that are not causing it to stay into place as it should. So food for thought. We'll keep that in mind. All right, so that stays into place, and then we need this orange back portion, right? We need his back side. We also need this. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if this comes out. This also comes out of there. Okay. Honestly, not too sure if I did it the correct way, but this is, I want to say, at least close enough to what the packaging looks like. I tried to do it ahead of time as well, but the instructions, well, they're in Japanese. But nonetheless, this is the head that goes on here with that. My man. Go. So there we go, and the orange lock seed. So here we have Baron with the orange arms. Pretty cool. And to a degree, well, we saw we can do the same thing with banana right here, but this guy has a bit more that you got to take off for him. But nonetheless, the gimmick is still pretty fun. I mean, I can't wait to get some more of the arms change sets as well as other figures once they release, but it's a neat little gimmick. It's a neat gimmick altogether. So with that, let's go ahead and wrap this up. So the new SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Baron is a dope figure. Again, just like any other Shinkocchou Seihou, he is a welcome upgrade to the original counterpart, especially when it comes to the articulation, sculpt, accessories, paint apps, etc. My main gripe with this guy is the fact that his armor tends to pop off when you're trying to move his arms around for posing. So it is a bit annoying. You really have to just watch out with that. And Gaim didn't suffer from that issue, but I want to say that's because his shoulder pads were a bit smaller, so they didn't really get in the way as much as this guy's banana parts do. With that being said, the arms change gimmick is really dope between him and Gaim and future releases. It is going to be a lot of fun for photography purposes, recreating those scenes from the show. So I can't really fault the figure, and I still recommend him. It's just something to consider when you're going to make the purchase of this guy. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below. You can check out my Instagram at gojiboy93, where you're going to find photos of this guy as well as many other figures in my collection. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. It'll help me out a lot. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, peace.